All right. So, February 17th, 2021. I know it's been a while since I made a video on this channel. I have been going through quite a lot. There's no excuse. You can see part of my rack. I'm using my rack to hold this camera up, but I wanted to make this video because, as you just saw, on that day, my wife, myself, my two daughters, who are now 2 years old and almost 5 months old, we had a few pipes burst in the Texas freeze, and I just want to explain that story really quick. So the Sunday night before all of this happened, so I believe that'll be like February, I think it was Valentine's Day, maybe, let's see, 17, 16, 15, yes. So Valentine's Day night, we lost power at about 1 in the morning, so technically it was Monday, and the house got extremely cold. We live in a very old house built in the 80s, and we got our daughters out of bed. It was about 40 to 30 degrees in the house. We brought them into our bed, and then it ended up getting, because it's such an old house, very little insulation. I mean, it's still a well-insulated house, but it gets cold very quick in our house. It got down to about the 20s in the house within the day. We had no heat, no fireplace, no nothing. All the food was still good because the house was so cold that the fridges were still cold for that day. And then we decided, sorry, I was trying to remember. We decided to go down to Humble. We had some friends and family. Sorry, I gotta just finish my workout. I gotta end my workout. I don't want that to overlap too much. We went down to Humble with some friends and family, waited for our power to come on, had a couple people on our street letting us know what was going on. They were supposed to be doing rolling blackouts. However, we did not gain power until late Tuesday. And then that's when the power came on. We had our dogs inside the house because we didn't want them to be outside. We do have a shed outside that we built literally about a couple weeks before this happened. Put AC and heat in it and everything. That way they could be outside and our daughter could have a place to play. Our daughters could have a place to play. And so we built that shed for them. However, with no electricity, we decided to let them inside the house, give them some blankets, make sure they had water, made sure they had food. We went down to Humble, got warm, again, stayed with some family and friends. Late Monday, I went back up there, fed the dogs, came back. Tuesday morning, went back up to Katy. We live in Katy. Our family is down in Humble, and we have family in Conroe. But we went back to Katy. I went back to Katy through all the snow and everything, and fed the dogs, made sure they were warm, again, made sure they had food. Still had no power. Again, late Tuesday, we finally got power. Turned our heat on because we knew that would help our pipes, and then made sure all the water was cut off. And lo and behold, I go back up Wednesday. I feed the dogs, come back home Wednesday, home to Humble. We had a family friend go over and check the water. He said that the water should be off. And then Wednesday night, we are at church. We're getting ready to, get the girls down. We're at a church because they had power. People in Humble were losing power. And my wife decides to check the cameras at the house. That's when she saw something was wrong, or it looked wrong. The dogs weren't inside the house. Now, it's about 20 degrees outside. Our dogs are used to Texas weather, so that they're really not outside dogs in this. Dogs aren't inside, and she sees that there's something on the floor. She can't quite tell what it is, and she sees that something's happening in the kitchen where our camera is. You can kind of see all of that. And she decides our girls have these Nanic cameras where you can hear through them, and she checks one of the cameras and she can hear like a whooshing basically water running. She checks the other camera and she can hear the other thing. Well, she goes back to one of our girls' rooms that has a better view, and it has a light. She's able to turn the light on from her phone and she can see that water's all in her room. So we quickly call the city of Hviii. We're driving as fast as we can. We're about an hour with the snow, about an hour and a half away. The roads were still iced. It's about 8 o'clock at night now. We don't know how long our water was running. We get home, our house is completely flooded. There's at least 1 inch to 2 inch in every room. Again, our house is very old, not built on the best foundation. So there's like slumps and divots all throughout the house. Some rooms had 4 inches in it, and we're lucky that Hviii cut off the water because it could have been worse. And quickly, I just go to work and I start getting water out of the house as quickly as possible. Now, for me, I was in the military, so we have USAA. I wasn't worried about the insurance. I'm hopeful that they can help us. We're still fighting with them, which, I mean, you pay for insurance, but that's a whole nother story. The main part of this is, since the water came in through the ceiling, it spread out all above the ceiling of the house first. So water's coming in through the kitchen, which is the central part of our house, and the garage, and 2 spots in the garage. We had 3 pipes burst. While it's coming in through the kitchen, it's spreading and going down every wall in the house. So the water's not just like in a flood, the water comes up and enters a certain part normally. Ours was starting at the top, spreading out, then a weak point happened where the majority of the water was. The whole kitchen ceiling comes in, which you saw the pictures. Part of the garage ceiling comes in, and then part of the garage wall comes in. So every wall is basically soaked. We have to now fix that. Again, that wasn't the hard part. The hard part for me was whenever I walked in and I saw our girls' things, and they're just things, but I saw their things ruined, and that is what broke me. And then I went to our room, and if you watch this channel, you've known that I'm a big sneaker guy. All my sneakers were in water, which is insulated water, so all that fiberglass is now in the cotton and in the suede and in between the leather. So those are all damaged and ruined. And then I open our closet, and our closet is attached to the roof, the wall, since the water spread out through the ceiling and went into the closet. So now all of our clothes have fiberglass in them, because the insulation has fiberglass, and they're all, you literally put on a shirt and it's itchy. We've tried to wash them, try to get it out, they're itchy. And over the past years, granted, this is not about our things, it's about what somebody did for us. This whole video is about that. You see I'm wearing, this is a Hate brand t-shirt. All of my Hate brand everything had, if you know Hate brand, you know Matt Vincent. But it was all ruined. I have a painting that was a 1 of 25 painting signed by Matt Vincent. I had slides, I have hats. One of my favorite hats that they don't sell anymore was ruined. But all of that is ruined. Almost $1,000 worth of just Hate brand stuff. Just Hate brand, not including anything else that we had that was ruined, not including sneakers, not including my wife's clothes, my girls' toys, but that was what it was. The toys we can take pictures of, but the whole point for me bringing that up is that is what broke me. That is when I got emotional with my girls' toys and beds and just objects, things. But the good thing about that is you can take a picture of that, and hopefully insurance works with you, and they say, okay, you bought this stuffed animal, it was $10, here's $10, go buy the same stuffed animal. I'm fine with that. So I started reaching out, trying to find receipts, and just going back to Hate brand, there was some stuff that I didn't have receipts to anymore because I had either lost my email or insurance was saying that it wasn't damaged. And I was just trying to get itemized everything. So I'm looking through all my receipts. I can't find any of my Hate brand. So I find Hate brand's email, And I reach out to them, I send a picture of what happened, and I show them a hat, and I said, and the picture that was ruined, the print that was ruined. I said, hey, you know, here, quick story, this is what happened. I just want a receipt. If you can please just send me a receipt of what this hat costs, because I see it's not on your website anymore. They're gonna ask me what it costs on your website. I can't find it. I would just send me a receipt. So this person, G, don't know their real name. G might be their real name. G, thank you. Emails me back immediately. Hey, we don't have that hat anymore, but here are all your receipts. And that person throws all the receipts at me. I quickly realized, golly, I have spent a lot of money with Hviii brand. A lot of money. Like I said, almost $1,000 worth. Just that painting was $50, but this is besides the money. I said, thank you so much. This is gonna help. Now I'm gonna reach out to insurance. I have everything, literally everything that I have is on these receipts, and I'm gonna send it to insurance with the pictures of it being in water. Thank you so much, G. And then G hits me back with another email and says, hey, I just spoke with Matt, which is the owner of Hviii, and it's Hviii, Hviii, if you want to look him up. And he said, what's your address? Well, of course, I know somebody asked for your address. They're not just asking for your address for their records. Well, we got displaced. We were in a hotel for a few days, almost a week. And then we have been in an apartment, and you see my gym is now in a storage. Again, we have been very fortunate and blessed to work with USA. They got us the storage. They got us the apartment. They're really working with us. The house is a different story. Again, another video. But I say, hey, no need to do that. I'm good. Don't worry about my address. And G says, well, we're gonna send it to you anyways, so would you rather have it at the apartment or would you rather have it at your house? Well, if you're gonna send it to me anyways, you might as well send it to the right spot. So I give them the address to the apartment, and they say, awesome, thank you. I hope this helps. Well, I get an itemized list of what they're sending me, and it's quite a bit of stuff. About $400 worth, which was amazing. I saw that. I was so grateful because, like, I'm wearing this shirt right now and I can feel the fiberglass in it. I'm a very weird person. If something is ruined, I try to get rid of it or replace it or donate it. If it's itchy to me, I normally won't wear it. But because I like this brand so much, I'm trying to wear it. I'll probably donate because of what they just did for me. Donate the stuff that I think is unwearable. I'm wearing this shirt for this reason. All the stuff they got me, or for this video, all the stuff that they got me is actually in the wash right now. So anyways, a few days go by, literally 2-3 days, package shows up at the house, or apartment, excuse me. Open up the package. My daughter and I clearly know where it's from because it's from Topeka, Kansas. All their packages come from that warehouse or whatever it is that they ship it out of. Open up the package. I'm expecting the list that they got me. Lo and behold, to me, I open it up and there's about double the amount of what they told me was in there. Not only did they replace the majority of my stuff, but they hooked it up and gave me extra. There's these things called goat shorts, which are the greatest shorts of all time. Wow. All right, so working in the storage, lights just go out. It is what it is. Anyways, there's these things called goat shorts, greatest shorts of all time. I had a bunch of them. Now I have none of them. They hooked it up with about 5 or 6 pairs, I believe. I was gonna open the package, but my daughter wanted to open it, so there was no surprise there. There's their joggers, which are the greatest joggers of all time. They should be called the GOAT joggers. They sent 2 pairs of those. I only had 2. So they're literally replacing the stock that I had. Oh, they hit me up with, I believe, 7 or 8 shirts, a couple long sleeve shirts, a cup, the slides that I had that were ruined. They replaced my stock. This was not something they had to do. This is not something that I asked him to do. I didn't reach out for this reason. I just wanted a receipt. I'm sure some people watching this video, two thoughts might be going through your head. Wow, I'm gonna say that this happened to me and reach out to Hate Brand. Don't do that. Number two, this guy probably reached out to Hate Brand to get this. I did not. I just wanted a receipt. And for G and Matt and the whole Hate Brand company to be able to say, we appreciate you as a customer. I feel for you for what you're going through. Here's what we can do. And they might say, GM said it's something little for us. It wasn't. It's big. It's huge. There's been a lot of people that aren't willing to help out. My wife and I don't reach out for help. We try to do everything on our own. We don't borrow from people. We don't ask for things. We just keep it to ourselves and we work and we go get what we want to get. I reached out to them for a simple receipt because I couldn't find it. They sent me all of this out of the kindness of what they do. This just speaks to who they are. They sent me 2 hats. One hat that has never been released. G told me that Matt and only a few team members have this hat. Now it feels like I am part of a team and part of a family and part of a new culture. And this is something that I will carry with me forever. They sent me the print back. My print was ruined. Like I said, it was hanging. My print was in my garage gym. It was hanging on the wall. The water came through the wall, soaked the print, and the print it's all runny and ruined. And this is a 1 of 25 piece, can't be replaced. And now I have a new one. This is something that is huge. If you don't follow Hate Brand, if I could only wear Hate Brand for the rest of my life, I would. Because of this. There are very few companies that are willing to do that. I reached out to other companies and they said, I don't even know where your receipt is. I'm sorry, good luck. Now, the reason why I'm reaching out to so many companies is because I've deleted that email. I don't have access to an email that I used to use. So I don't have a lot of receipts. Well, we need the receipts to prove, because if I send this to insurance and I say this shirt was $30, insurance is going to look it up and say, well, we can't find that shirt, but here's a similar camo t-shirt that's a blank. We found it for $5. Here's $5. Well, that's not going to replace my t-shirt. Not only that, but this t-shirt isn't made anymore from the company that I use, so it's irreplaceable. Again, Matt and G, thank you. If I could have more of a following to try to be sponsored by Hate Brand, I would. But I want you, because of what you've done, to basically, you've earned my money. You've earned my respect. The things you've done. I was just following you and liked your company and liked your brand and liked you as a person and your mission and your culture and your inspiration and your motivation. I liked all that, so I bought into your brand. But now, because of what you've done for me, I bought into you as well as everything that you stand for. So thank you. Thank you to your brand. I appreciate it. In this time of hurt, in this time of struggle, in this fight that my wife and my 2 girls are going through, you have been a glimmer of hope for us. You have been that extra reason to keep on fighting. So thank you. I know this video is long. I appreciate it. I know it's not going to reach 1 million people like it should, but if it does, you deserve it. Matt, G, Hate Brand, I cannot thank you enough. If you ever want to come out to Katy, Texas, please reach out to me. We can get a workout session in. I owe you everything. I owe you a dinner. I owe you a steak. I owe you something. So, again, I cannot say thank you enough. I appreciate it. Spread hate and always come.